Hey everybody, welcome back to lesson 3. That's right, lesson 3 in course 1 of Who the Fuck Are You? That's right, who are you at your core? So, we're using Kung Fu Panda as a way to just relax your mind so you can see how to move out of your way and step in your way, the pathway of what you want. So, today I'm talking about fear. I'm talking about fear and how fear can step in and just block you from the very thing you say you want, or from even being able to find out what you want. So, in Kung Fu Panda 1, the topic fear has to deal with Shifu. Now, Shifu is the master. Shifu is the one that has been the teacher to the Furious Five. And now Shifu is now having to face his own fears. His fears of not knowing how to train the Kung Fu warrior, who is a panda. Now, here's the thing. Shifu has trained Tigress, but remember, Tigress was a cub. So when Tigress came to him, he was able to train and coach Tigress on his own. And then Mantis and Monkey and Cobra and Crane, they came in and somehow was also eager to learn. Well, Po just dropped up out of the sky. So Shifu is like, well, how do I train a panda that I don't know? How do I, what do I do? So this goes to you. So what fears are you facing when it comes to the very thing you think you may want to do in your life? What's stopping you? What's holding you back? So I want you to get your notebook out and I want you to write down 3 things. Number 1, what are you afraid of? What is the very thing that you're afraid of? Do you know? Write it in the comment. I want to know what you guys are afraid of and what stops you from getting to the very thing you want. I have my notes. Hold on, you guys. What stops you from getting to the thing you want in your life? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it your husband? Remember, when Po came along, he was bullied by Shifu, and that was because of Shifu's fear. He was also made fun of by the Furious Five. That's because they didn't know what he could and or could not do. So they had to protect themselves. So what is it that you want to do that someone else that you're allowing someone else to stop you from doing, even if it's you? See, what's stopping Shifu is himself. Because when he was talking to Fugui, when he went up to the tree to tell him, oh my God, Fugui, the very thing that you said was going to happen is happening. This is bad news and it's terrible. And Fugui says, that is bad news if you believe that you can't train the warrior. And so in that time, Shifu had to think about it and said, well, I need your help. I don't know what to do. I mean, I can share that with you, but I can't let the Furious Five know that I don't know. And I can't let Po know that I don't know. But I'm telling you, I need help. And so, Fugui is trying to say to Shifu that, you have to stop trying to control what you cannot control. Because a fig tree is going to always be a fig tree, right? An oak tree is going to always be an oak tree, even when it's an acorn. But once you plant the acorn, right, and you till the soil and take care of the soil, it will grow to be an amazing oak tree. Well, Fugui was trying to impress upon Shifu that if you just find a way to take care of and to coach and train Po, he will become the Kung Fu warrior. but you have to believe that you can do it, right? So that's what has to happen in your life. You have to believe and know that you can do it. You know, when I first went on this path to being the teacher to you, it was one of the scariest times of my life. This was in 2013. Now, here's the thing. I had opened up amazing businesses. I had gone through all of these things. I had opened up, I could open up a business in 6 months. Brand new, spend $150,000, make it beautiful. I didn't have a problem. I could go into somebody's restaurant and take it, shut him down for 2 months, and open up a brand new restaurant. I could do that. But when I had to sit with myself in my incubator and find out who I was at my core as it relates to teaching you, that was one of the scariest times for me. So consequently, 5 years later, I am gangster, honey. That's right, you know, I'm AKA the gangster chef. I am not afraid anymore. I am not afraid. Because I'm living my life on purpose. I am ready to do this body of work to help you get to who you are at your core. So what are you afraid of? Let's say you may be afraid of public speaking. Now, let's talk about that for a minute. If you are a person that wants to be a public speaker and you say that you're afraid of public speaking, right? Well, are you really afraid of public speaking? Or are you afraid that when you speak, someone may not like what you're saying, right? Or are you, and I never understood the analogy when people said, when you stand on a stage and you're talking to people, imagine all of them in their underwear. Now that would scare the shit out of me. Because first of all, and that would be very distracting, don't you think? Because you're looking at a whole bunch of people in the audience and they don't look good in their clothes. I mean, you see different shapes and sizes of people. That is not a good analogy. So when you're in FTU, that is not something I will say to you. I want you to look at everyone just smiling at you, thinking that you have come to change their lives. Because clearly, if you want to be a speaker and you're standing on stage and you're about to impart what you have spent time and effort thinking about for the people you're going to speak to, then that's what they're going to feel. So the fear actually is just the fear you have of yourself and how you need to develop that confidence within you that you can do it. So in this lesson of fear, I want you to live in fear. That's right. So fear in FTU is an acronym. Just like fuck that is an acronym, fear is one of the strongest acronyms within FTU because I teach you how to live in fear, much like Poe. You see, Poe lives in fear. Poe dropped from the sky, realized that he was a Kung Fu warrior, and he was like, oh, okay. He took on the challenge, right? He prepared himself prior to that, right? So you have to prepare yourself for the very thing that you want. Poe knew that he wanted to be a Kung Fu warrior. He knew everything about what it meant to be a Kung Fu warrior. Now he just has to learn and develop the strength to be the warrior. And that's what it means to live in fear. You have to have fun. Poe is having fun, honey. If y'all remember, Tigress told him, you just acting crazy. You're not taking it seriously. And he is taking it serious. She was taking it too serious. Well, maybe not. That's just the way she does it. Fun. Now, Poe is so excited. He is so excited to be the Kung Fu warrior. He's so excited to learn, even though they're beating him up and they're making him, they're laughing at him and making him feel bad about himself. He's still excited. He knows that he is going on an adventure. Oh, being a Kung Fu warrior is an adventure. You need to go on an adventure in your life. What I have done with fuck that is an adventure. I was excited when I got on stage with Les Brown. Oh, and it was fun to realize that I could stand on the stage with Les Brown and introduce Cabrini's Law, fuck that, in front of a whole bunch of people that were church people and have them give me a standing ovation. Oh, I stepped in my fear. And R is rewarding. It was rewarding to have people give me a standing ovation while I said, fuck that, in front of them. To the point where Les Brown said, Cabrini, you have the it factor. But are you ready for what's about to happen through you? So I'm saying to you today, what are you afraid of? If you are afraid of something, the very thing that you want to do as you are peeling back the layers, and remember, with your notebook, I want you to write down what you are afraid of. And I want you to write down why you're afraid of it. And we're going to talk about it in lesson 4. So, remember, when you're with me, it's not about me. It is always about you when you're with me. Always. So, are y'all ready for the next lesson? Here we grow. I'll see you in lesson number